is a production of the Department of Broadcasting and Journalism at Western Illinois University.
Coming up on News 3 Live at 4, the latest information from police about a brawl just off of Western Illinois University's campus.
Plus, the state of Illinois releases millions of dollars to WIU for a new building for the fine arts.
And winter weather headed into our area within the next 24 hours. Storm Team 3's Kason Frericks breaks down the forecast. Live at 4 starts now.
Live from Saline Hall in high definition. News 3 starts now.
We begin with developing news this afternoon out of Hancock County. Police say a man is in jail after admitting he killed his father. Good afternoon. Welcome to Live at 4. I'm Devin Brooks.
And I'm Kelly Brown. Police are not releasing that there was a motive or how the man was killed, but they have identified the man responsible.
Yeah, Hancock County Sheriff Scott Bentzinger says 36-year-old Andrew DeHaven was arrested Monday after he admitted to killing his 67-year-old father. Bentzinger says deputies responded to a home in the village of Ponasuk. That's where police say Andrew told a neighbor to call police because he had killed his father. Police found the father's body in the home. Authorities have yet to announce any charges. It's unknown of the motive or the nature of the killing. Well, we have new information on the story we first brought you on News3WIU.com. This morning, Macomb police ticketed Jordan Huff for a nuisance after last week's fight. Police believe there were 200 to 300 people at the party at Huff's residence on the 600 block of West Adams Street. That video was captured by News 3 viewer Derek McClary. This video was taken just before 4 a.m. at the party. McClary says soon after he arrived, a car started to back out of a driveway, nearly running over a crowd of people. That's when people started punching the car and throwing things. Then the car drove up and down the street more times, almost running over people again. Days after the brawl, Macomb police arrested these 4 men who they say were involved in the video. Police say the men started the fight, which led to them scaring the crowd by trying to run them over. Kerry was the driver of the black Volkswagen in the vehicle you just saw. The 4 people were not WIU students. You can find the full story on our website, news3wiu.com.
Also, 3 men have been arrested after leading police on a high-speed chase in a stolen car. McDonough County Sheriff Nick Pettigrew says deputies responded to a report of a stolen vehicle in the rural Macomb Township at around 11:30 Sunday night. Deputies found the vehicle near the Bushnell Police Department and conducted a traffic stop before the vehicle sped away. The pursuit ended with the vehicle hit a ditch and passengers took off on foot. Both suspects were then caught and taken into custody. William Kentwell, Mason Fuller, and Christopher Fernandez were all charged with burglary and theft, among other charges.
Well, a cloudy and cold day on this Tuesday afternoon, but soon another round of snow is headed our way. When a winter weather advisory will go into effect starting tomorrow at noon, with 2 to 4 inches expected to fall in our area. Storm Team 3's Kason Frericks is breaking down the latest forecast. Kason, when can we expect snow in our area?
Well, thank you, Devin. The snow is going to be coming here very soon. We're looking like Wednesday as our projected timetable. But right now, as we take a look at our service map, our snowmaker that's going to come here Wednesday is right here located in New Mexico and in parts of northern Mexico where we're actually seeing around 2 to 4 inches of snow down there. Now, this front will actually begin to move its way southeast, and that will start to hit our neck of the woods here on Wednesday. And you can see we're right in the thick of things. We're going to have around 2 to 4 inches of snowfall out of this. Parts of around St. Louis or in below are where we're going to see most likely rain or thunderstorms associated with this storm. Right now, however, we've got a current temperature outside of 37 degrees, and we've got winds that are actually strong out of the northwest at 12 miles an hour. I'll have more on how much snow we can expect and when colder temperatures will move into our area. Guys?
Thank you, Kason. Well, there is a chance you might not have to get out of your car and pump your own gas. A new bill was proposed in the state of Illinois to allow residents an option when they go to the gas stations. The sponsor of this bill, Representative Camille Lilly, says that this law would allow drivers to ask for help from an attendant or pump the gas themselves. Representative Lilly says that she saw a similar idea in Atlanta and thought it would bring more jobs to Illinois.
A month after recreational marijuana became legal in Illinois, officials say they are still learning. I sat down with local law enforcement officials to talk about the do's and don'ts when it comes to using the drug and how we could see changes in the coming months. For more than 30 days, Illinois residents 21 and older have legally been allowed to buy this, recreational marijuana. At the start of the year, a law that allows Illinoisans to have up to 30 grams in their possession.
Put it in the trunk of your car, drive it home, get it out, take it into your house right away.
But with this new law comes new rules.
Don't try to be, well, I got to go run some errands and do that. No, just buy it and take it home.
McDonough County Sheriff Nick Pettigrew says transporting pot must be done right by keeping it in the package purchased at the dispensary and keeping it in a sealed, odor-proof, child-resistant container. Pettigrew says the law allows the drug to be used, just not in vehicles or in public.
I imagine that they will do a lot of follow-up with it because there's just some holes in this legislation.
Law enforcement and prosecutors all throughout the state are still working out a lot of gray area with the law, so they're taking it case by case and hoping the public will follow what is clear.
We're not just all of a sudden going out and saying, okay, we're going to prosecute these people hardcore right off the bat.
McDonough County State's Attorney Matt Kwakwala says more adjustments are down the road. He says the Illinois Supreme Court is looking into whether to prohibit police searches based on the smell of cannabis.
Different states that have legal cannabis, their courts have come down differently. Some have said, no, you can't search based on the smell of cannabis because it's a legal product.
Kwakwala says it's best for people to just play it safe and not take any chances with getting in trouble.
So the safest thing to do, though, for right now, until we learn these things, would be to just keep it inside of your home.
Kwakwala says the Supreme Court's ruling is still far out. He says it could be until the summer before they make a decision. The nearest cannabis dispensaries are in Quincy and Canton.
Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker announced earlier this week that state's cannabis sales generated nearly $40 million in the first 31 days. And new at 4, starting next fall, students at WIU can earn a minor in cannabis production. The courses will be offered through the School of Agriculture and Department of Biological Sciences. WIU Interim President Martin Abraham said he is excited to be a part of this flourishing industry and is looking forward to the new opportunities for students.
Well, if you've driven through downtown within the past month, you've probably noticed some large cranes near City Hall. Just like you at home, we were wondering too, what's the project? News 3's Connor McKnight spoke with the mayor and explains the project has been in the works for the last 5 years.
They are hard to miss. These large pieces of equipment have been sitting at the intersection of Campbell and Calhoun Street across from the change of pace. Macomb Mayor Mike Inman says this site used to be a spot Ameren converted coal to gas to supply energy underground to street lights in the town during the 1800s.
They have had a plan for remediating that site for nearly 5 years.
But now, Ameren says the soil is contaminated.
And we've been able to ask questions and be assured of the process there. So what you actually see is the beginning of remediating that site.
However, Mayor Inman did indicate that once the soil is cleaned, Ameren will look for a potential retail development to buy the property.
Ideally, that is one of our highest traffic volume counts of any intersection in the city. So
Inman says there is no time frame on when the project will be completed or how much it will cost Ameren. Reporting for News 3 in Macomb, I'm Connor McKnight.
Yeah, we will continue to keep you up to date on this story as we're still trying to learn more.
New information on the multi-million-dollar WIU Performing Arts Center. Officials say the state is awarding the money to begin building the facility. Governor J.B. Pritzker announced WIU will receive $8.9 million to restart the Center of the Performing Arts Project on the Macomb campus. WIU says this comes after years of the state withholding the money. Officials say construction could begin as early as the middle of this fall. The center will be built right across from Corbin Residence Hall. WIU says the center will include a 1,400-seat theater auditorium along with several studios and classrooms.
Still to come on News 3 Live at 4, primary voting has begun. We'll tell you all the details on the presidential race in New Hampshire.
Also, WIU's food pantry is officially open for the spring semester. We'll discuss how it can help students in need.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 is back in a moment.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose. Explore your talents in a place you belong.
Taking me home, bring me back to solid ground. Taking me home, bring me back to solid ground. Taking me home, bring me back. I can hear the sound.
Live from Salee Hall in high definition. Live at 4 continues.
Welcome back to News 3 Live at 4. New Hampshire is kicking off primary voting season today as residents hit the polls. New Hampshire is the first state to take part in primary voting, and all eyes are on the state after the controversy surrounding the Iowa caucus. Democratic candidates Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders were the two frontrunners in the Iowa caucus. Sanders won 60% of the vote in New Hampshire just 4 years ago, and he hopes to repeat that performance today. Polls will close at 6 p.m. tonight. And several of Western Illinois University student organizations and academic departments will host the New Hampshire Primary Watch Party at the Multicultural Center tonight at 7:30 p.m.
And 35 days from now, the voting for the Illinois primary election will take place. But if you can't make it then, there are early voting dates available in McDonough County. You can place your votes at the McDonough County Courthouse or at the WIU University Union. The primary election is on March 17th.
Well, Western Illinois University Food Pantry is up and running for the spring semester. News 3 Kaylee Nudd explains how the pantry helps students at WIU.
Cans, boxes of food, and bottles of water, all available for students and faculty at Western Illinois University for free.
I think it's important that everyone gets fed who is on campus.
The WIU Food Pantry is located at the former ticket booth on the south side of Hanson Field. Food Pantry President Casey Hendrickson says their goal is to reduce the number of hungry students on campus.
Making sure everybody gets fed and making sure everybody can lead successful lives while here at Western. We're partnered with the Midwest Food Bank in Peoria, Riverbend Food Bank in Davenport, and the Salvation Army in Macomb.
More than 30 volunteers and organizers make the food pantry a reality.
I feel like we have a strong effect on the students, staff, and faculty.
Days from noon to 5 p.m. and on Saturdays from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Coming up next on News 3 Live at 4, our Storm Team 3 weather team is keeping an eye on the possible winter weather headed our way.
That's right. Storm Team 3's Kason Frericks is here to explain what he's tracking. Kason?
Well, guys, some snow and some very cold temperatures are on their way. I'll let you know what you can expect coming up when Live at 4 returns.
Rooted in teaching tradition, the desire to impact lives through education marks our Western identity. We believe every student with the hope to succeed deserves a chance at our institution. We're invested and honing each student's individual strengths to turn that hope into promise. Our commitment shows in everything that we do. It guides our faculty with empathy. It grows our students with courage. It moves each of us with purpose. In Macomb and Quad Cities, all walks of life meet to share cultures, ideas, and aspirations. Together, our students welcome new perspectives, helping them bring true value wherever they go next. Whatever the next challenge or change we face, our fighting spirit strengthens and evolves. With fortitude, we remain devoted to our vision. Brave and loyal, we stand as Leathernecks. For our students, for our region, for our state, and beyond. And when we stand together, we stand up for what matters, going forth as one. And that unity takes us far beyond what we've ever imagined.
And welcome back and good afternoon, Macomb. We're currently seeing a temperature of 37 degrees outside with partly sunny skies. Actually, the sun has been able to break through those clouds a little bit that we saw earlier on in the day. And winds are out of the northwest at 12 miles per hour, and that's actually making it feel a bit cooler outside at 29 degrees. As we take a look here at our almanac, the average for this time of the year is 36 degrees as our high and 17 degrees as our low. And our record's high was 67 degrees. And our record low here of negative 15, we're going to be getting close to that for our Thursday low with the temperatures that we're going to be seeing here. Let's take a quick look at our jet stream. Now you can see here that actually on our jet stream down south here, it's really dipping low. This is actually dipping into parts of New Mexico and even northern Mexico. And there is actually snow falling there on the ground in the Mexico area in the Albuquerque region. As we take a look at our radar, you can see that luckily we got no snow or precipitation on our radar, but that is going to change as we start to head into tomorrow afternoon. And you can see here on our surface map, there's that big glob of snow over there in New Mexico. And we've got some storms here down the south. Those two will actually come together and combine and fuel one another, and they'll lift their way up northeast, and they'll head into our area. So you can see for Wednesday here now, you can see the snow bands. We're going to have snow falling mostly after 12 p.m. A winter weather advisory will go into effect at 12 p.m. and last until Thursday, until 6 a.m. Thursday morning. But you can see here the cutoff is looking about St. Louis. That's where you're going to see the difference between the rain and snow. And then for Thursday, now this is where we're going to see those very, very cold temperatures start to move into our area. You can see that low pressure, that cold front, and it's going to move its way to the southeast, and that will be a big part of why we're going to see such cold temperatures here. Here's our snow totals. You can see that we're looking around the 2 to 4 inch range for much of our area. St. Louis, you can expect maybe around an inch, and in our northern cities and counties, expect maybe around an inch as well. Temperatures here around the area, Burlington at 37, Keokuk 38, and Beardstown up to 40 degrees. For tonight, however, we'll see temperatures drop right around the middle 20s, 26 in Beardstown, 27 in Springfield. And then for tomorrow, we're going to see temperatures have 36 in Beardstown, 35 in Springfield, and 37 up in Burlington. And then for tomorrow night, this is where we're going to start to see that cold temperature start to move in single digits around the area, Burlington at 8 and Quincy also at 8. There it goes. My clicker's not working. For tonight here in Macomb, partly cloudy skies. We're going to have a low of 24 and winds will die off to 6 miles per hour. And then for tomorrow now, we're going to see a high of 36 degrees, and the snow is actually going to move in to us in the afternoon hours. You can see that winter weather advisory is going to begin at 12 p.m. Winds will increase up to 9 miles an hour. And then for tomorrow night, you're going to see once again the flurries and the snow will stay in our area, a low of 10. And then we're going to take a quick look at our 5-day forecast here. You can see for Wednesday, a high of 36, low of 10. Thursday, very windy conditions here, only going to get up to a high of 13 and drop all the way down to -8 with wind chills probably in the -20s. And then as we start to head into our weekend, we'll see those temperatures start to increase just a little bit with our Sunday reaching up into the upper 40s.
That is cold.
Yes, snow and cold temperatures. It's
Kelly heard you say we're going to get down to the negative digits.
Yes, very cold, and cold wind chills as well.
All right, well, thank you, Kason. It's a little cold to be playing softball. Though,
It absolutely is. Well, luckily for the softball team, they're headed to Texas this weekend, but coming up next in sports, they kicked off their season this past weekend. Find out how they did and how a familiar face is ready to lead this year's team. Plus, both Macomb basketball teams were in action. One was making up a canceled game from January, the other looking to move closer to a state title. And the Western Illinois football team signed 2 new quarterbacks last week. I'll tell you who and Jarrett Elliott's thoughts on the signings when Live at 4 returns.
Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. Your potential is our purpose. Explore your talents in a place you belong. Western Illinois University is here to serve your future. Large enough to provide opportunities, small enough to connect you to them. You are unique, and we are committed to you. Become the future you at WIU Quad Cities.
Welcome back to Live at 4. I'm Austin Gillentine. Last week, the WIU football team announced its 2020 recruiting class. Among the 25 signees are 2 quarterbacks who hope to be the future of Leatherneck football. WIU signed Clay Bruno out of Rochester, Illinois, and Merrimack College transfer Christian Carter. As a 2-year starter, Bruno threw 93 touchdowns and led Rochester to a 5A state championship this fall. Meanwhile, Carter passed for more than 2,000 yards and scored 6 touchdowns on the ground this past season at Merrimack. Head coach Jarrett Elliott says signing 2 quarterbacks who can throw and run was a main focus in this year's quarterback class. And we don't have that video right now, but Carter will have to sit out a year before becoming eligible, but Bruno can play this fall. And play ball. The WIU softball team kicked off the 2020 season last weekend, going 1-4 at the Rambler Rumble in Rosemont. The Leathernecks welcome a new coach this spring who also happens to be an old coach. Holly Van Vlymen previously coached the WIU softball team from 2006 to 2017. During her first stint in the dugout, Van Vlymen was named Summit League Coach of the Year 3 times and led the Leathernecks to a Summit League regular season title on 3 occasions. She was inducted into the WIU Hall of Fame in 2012. After a 2-year break, Van Vlymen says she doesn't feel any different this time around.
And the feeling, like, I think it's just kind of like, we just kind of picked up where we left off, and, we just talk about, having good energy and making sure that they're accountable and that they're doing the little things right, and just, having a good time with each other and getting better. And so I think it's been really good, and I feel like it's, kind of like normal.
Well, the WIU baseball season starts Friday, and the Summit League preseason coaches poll has the Leathernecks near the bottom of the Summit League standings. The poll released this week has the Leathernecks finishing 5th. Projected to finish 1st is Oral Roberts, with reigning conference champion Omaha finishing 2nd. The Leathernecks kick off their season this Friday with the first of a 3-game set at the University of Tennessee. Well, a little bit of snow wasn't going to stop it this time. Back in January, the game between Macomb High and Illini West was canceled due to a snowstorm. They made that game up Saturday night at Macomb High. It wasn't snowing inside Macomb High Gym on Saturday, but it was raining buckets as Illini West gets on the board here early with a mid-range jumper. Macomb would eventually pour it on, and Adam Farr, as you see on your screen, would bury a 3. That's the wrong video. It's playing the same highlight twice in a row, but that's okay. We'll keep moving. Adam Farr would then bury a 3 from the corner, and he was on fire in this game. Next time down the court for Macomb, he would get the ball again, this time from the mid-range, and he drains that one as well. Later on in the game, Elvis Campbell finds Leighton Holfoss for a 3 at the top of the key. Macomb goes on to win this one 57-46. And it's that time of year. The Illinois Girls Basketball State Tournament is officially underway. In Class 2A, the Macomb Lady Bombers played their first-round game last night against Camp Point Central. It was a close one, but the Lady Bombers fell just short against Camp Point, 51-46. That means it's the end of the season for Macomb. 1A Girls Regional scores: Bushnell loses to Mendon 65-14, and West Prairie falls to Liberty 77-32. That's sports. Final word is next.
Illinois University, and we are amazing.
On Fridays, we wear purple.
We are home to professional athletes and actors, lawmakers, CEOs, a civil rights leader,
and a 3-star general, plus over 100,000 other impressive alumni.
Our programs are mighty. Our law enforcement program is the largest in the state of Illinois and is known internationally.
Supply chain management boasts a nearly 100% job placement rating.
And cornfields might surround us, but we have a fine arts program that can rival any large city.
It's okay to take courses in wine tasting, wedding planning,
scuba diving, grain drying, Renaissance art,
engineering computational methods, or advanced federal taxation.
Sometimes our classes even take us to Disney World.
The Apostle Islands, Greece, France, all around the world.
For fun, we spray paint a bulldog statue, race cardboard boats, and shave our heads and dance all night to raise money for charities.
Not only do we paint the paws before homecoming, but we show our love for our mighty mascot, Colonel Rock, with painted statues all over town.
Sometimes we play volleyball with a giant ping ball, and sometimes we play in the mud.
It's totally normal to look at our res hall windows and see a hot air balloon floating by.
Or experience all 4 seasons in one day.
Hey alumni, jump on that Amtrak from Chicago or St. Louis or anywhere in between.
And come back to get a horseshoe,
listen to the award-winning Jazz Studio Orchestra,
or tailgate before a D1 game.
Not every school can say they started the 4-year cost guarantee program
and have a second campus on the banks of the mighty Mississippi.
We are Western Illinois University.
And we are the Leathernecks.
Tomorrow we can watch the snowfall.
That's right. Yes. The snow will start to move in, most likely more in the afternoon hours, but we will have a high of 36, and then we're going to start to drop down in some very cold temperatures, low of 10. Thursday it's going to be very chilly, a high of 13, and then a low that night of -8. And we're going to have really windy conditions, so wind chills are going to be around maybe -20. And then as we start to head more into our weekend, we're going to see those temperatures actually start to rebound a little bit. 36 on Saturday, and then a high of 42 on Sunday, with 50s possibly next week.
Oh, look at you.
That's right.
Okay. Well, that's all for us on YouTube, and subscribe.
Thank you for joining us this evening.
And from all of us here at News 3, have a good night, Macomb.